Oh my God. Well, hello guys. Thank you guys so much for having me. Adjustment's been slow and steady. I've definitely been trying to get used to this new found lifestyle. It's nothing like what I was experiencing before entering the Big Brother house. No one in my family or myself has any experience in this type of arena or this type of environment. So it's definitely been so unique. I'm taking it all in, and it's just been great. But it has its ups and downs. Yes, so it actually presented itself when I was talking with Taylor about, people reaching out and emails, and she was signed with NB Models beforehand. And, she spoke so highly of them. And obviously, I trust Taylor with my life at this point. So it wasn't a hard decision to go with that contract. And I'm really hoping it takes me to newfound heights and opportunities, in the sense that I love the fact that I would have never thought I could be a model. And knowing that people, and I'll be able to represent brands as a Middle Eastern man with my background, my orientation, it means the world to me. So like the same reason I wanted to get on Big Brother and push out that diversity, I'm so happy that this newfound opportunity with NB Models is going to give me the chance to do that same thing and just try and get more perspective out there. And so like when I walk into a store or anyone similar, there's a little bit more relatability and a face that people can associate with. So I'm really excited for it in that aspect. I'm also excited to see what people I meet, what world I step into. This is a little bit more of Taylor's arena, and I'm so excited to do this and see a little bit more of her world. Um, so I would love to see myself play a role model or a person I can represent. That obviously with acting, we have to be anyone we can, but I have no real experience with it. But I had such a great time on The Bold and the Beautiful that I was like, this was so much fun. It was such a great experience. And, unlike reality TV, like you are stepping into the shoes of something else. So it's just a little bit more relaxed. And I would love to see myself be someone I could, role model or be better for the community as a whole. So like someone I would be proud to represent and to adhere to. So as a character, just, someone with life lessons, with morals, with, dignity, respect, qualities that I really, really appreciate, that I try to personally adhere to. So I would love to emphasize that on the screen as well. So I'm back in LA to prep for a meet and greet in Canada. So we plan to go to two clubs in Canada, Midway and Back Alley, and meet some of our amazing Canadian fans. Following our return back to LA, we're just going to situate some interviews, check in on some opportunities. And while I'm here in this great city, just seeing what, presents itself and taking advantage that, I'm here now, I'm in the city, and going from there. I definitely do. So I love the weather here. I will give you guys that. I love the priority in health. And so there's been a lot of good dietary places that I can eat at. So I noticed that I don't have as much as a difficulty eating healthy here as I do in Florida. And I've met some amazing people. I've had some amazing experiences. So I could definitely see myself moving out to LA if the right opportunity and circumstances present themselves. I have no problem moving to LA and flying back and forth to visit my family. Or right before the show, I was very close to moving to Miami to work for a law firm there. So that's still a potential opportunity, is possibly moving to Miami and, still trying to balance and utilize both those aspects. But for the time being, I'm extremely open to moving and situating myself here. I love the heat. I love the sun. It rains a lot less here, obviously, than in Florida. But it just would have to be something concrete and, a reason to lock in. So that is so reassuring to me because, ironically, a huge reason I lacked support to do the show was because of the representation of Middle Easterns or the culture or Arabs entirely in the media was primarily negative. My family had a lot of concerns with me going on TV. And, based on my background and the person I am, they were so worried that all of that would get tarnished or just by the circumstances that we've always been presented to and the situations I've grown up to. Usually, when a Middle Eastern person is the narrative on a media or article, it's usually not positive. So, coming out of Big Brother and seeing all the positivity and love that followed meant the world to me. It meant a lot for me to show that to my family that and they're like, we're so sorry, like we're so proud of you, like we wish we believed more in that. And primarily, my parents, because in an effort to protect me, they really did not want me to go on there. And it meant so much to me to come out and see that I did what I was trying to do. And I plan to keep going forward with that and maintaining that momentum by getting involved with more and presenting more aspects of my culture and my people and my background, just so that way it can become more familiar and more people can get acquainted to, the things that to me are so normal, but might not be to, other people. So I definitely plan on doing that. I plan on hopefully visiting the Middle East soon and documenting that as well. I'm trying to learn a little bit of Arabic and just sharing who I am and how I got to be here as a person. And fortunately enough, people seem to be interested that, I plan to keep sharing it. Yes. Okay. Let me just say that is an amazing, amazing human being. I got my familiarity with Kaser through the interview process. And, unfortunately, I haven't watched much Big Brother beforehand, but I've been getting familiar with Kaser season, and the overlap between us two is unbelievable.
Yes.
Even in the game, while I'm watching, it's hilarious. I wish I was more aware of how much overlap we have as people. I felt it when we met each other. I just, from a respect and standpoint, the person and the person he is and the conversations we had were just so admirable that I have so much respect for him and him doing the show back in, in a time where it was a lot more difficult for Middle Eastern people, already had my love and admiration for him. Then when we talked and the conversations we fostered and meeting the person he was, made me fall in love with him more. And just to follow up with his season and see the overlap with us as people has been so hilarious. Even some of the circumstances I see that presented to us, there was obviously a situation where Kaser was like, oh my God, this guy is so touchy. And I was like, oh, that was literally me and Pooch. There's a circumstance where Kaser's trying to look out for someone. And he's like letting him know, oh, your closeness with this girl might not be too good. That was literally me as well. Him just trying to be a positive light. And I love how much he still prayed when he needed to pray, represented the culture, spoke out against conversations. The overlap between us really wasn't highlighted to me until I started to really digest his season. And it just made me fall in love with him more. Yes. Marvin is a great guy, and there is no shock I was his alternate. He is a beast. Shout out to Marvin. So I actually reached out to him because this has brought me so much love, support that I otherwise wouldn't have had. And I didn't know if, for whatever reasons, I might have took that away from someone else. So I like me before this, had no platform. I wasn't in the public eye in any way, shape, or form. And I was like, who knows whose place I took and what I took from them. So I reached out to Marvin to see maybe I can give him a platform or an opportunity. This guy is doing great. He's doing amazing. I think he will be on the circle soon. So please, people, go support and shout him out for that. But he's a great guy. We have a lot of conversations via Instagram. I'm hoping we can link up. There is so much overlap between the two of us. I believe he's an engineer, and he's extremely into fitness. He's also into personal training as well. He releases great content. He has a huge platform, and I'm just so happy. If there was anyone that was going to take my place, it was him, because he looks like a great guy. extremely important to me. Mental health has had a lot of impact on my life. It's completely impacted my mother's life, which I plan to share more in detail coming down the line. But I think the stigmas around mental health need to be deconstructed. They need to be addressed, and it needs to be normalized. There's so much assistance, help, and support that can be out there if we can just, allow that opportunity to be presented to people. And I think these negative stigmatisms, these constructs that people are locking themselves in is preventing assistance, and preventing help. And there's a lack of progression here that I definitely think we need to help push forward. And I'm glad that these conversations that we ultimately weren't having a couple years ago are being happened now. But unfortunately, time is not on our side with this aspect, and with social media, and with, the way we are moving forward. People need love and support, whether it is from family, friends, or professionally. And I definitely think we need to start utilizing these tools, because I did, and it made a world's difference in who I am today. And I want to help people out there. There's a lot of stress, a lot of time that is going against us. And the quicker we do this, the better. Oh my God. It was like, "Are you mad at me?" And she's like, "Are you mad at me?" It was very surreal, hilariously. We met up, and, she's just coming out of the game, and she just won. She did that. I really didn't want to make this about me in any way, shape, or form. Like, she has her family, like, all I could think is, like, her family's here, her friends are here. Like, now is not the time to, corner her or discuss things. Like, now is the time to live in the moment. You won. Let's celebrate. Let's be happy. We had just like a quick conversation, almost as simply as like, "You're not mad at me, right? I'm not mad at you. We can get into the details of everything later. And I'm so proud of you. Like, you did that, and let's have a good time. Let's live in this moment." And that's kind of like what we were doing. And just like her kind of filling me in a little bit on the house, like, this, like, meeting our families, like, it was great, and we were having a great moment. So we just wanted to keep living in that. Like, she has done such a monumental achievement. So, like, we were just living it up in that aspect. It is so heartwarming, because they are literally like my family now. Like, the love and support they give me is arguably more than my family at times. And I'm just so happy for it, because one, I know Taylor deserves it for sure. So knowing that she's loved and supported means a lot to me. I mean, there's a reason I called her the face of our season. There's the reason I was telling her she's a sword, and I'm just glad I wasn't the only one seeing it. It means so much to me that the world was seeing it, because there were times in the house that, the fact that I had to vocalize that opinion made me feel like she didn't believe it. Like, she needed to hear this, but that was the reality. And I'm so happy, because we don't know what's going on outside, that was the reality outside. And for me personally, like, I just love the fact that, there's, like, I'm the support, the love, people seeing me for me, obviously in my relationship with Taylor, and then as an individual, like, the characteristics of me that people really appreciate, love, and just want to see more of, really emphasizes me that I'm hopefully somewhat on a right track, and to just keep being myself. With accountability, positivity, love, and respect. Because one thing I want to, emphasize is the circumstances that have presented to me in life, like via high school, via just navigating the world, and me not being the person I am today before the gym. Like, I've already faced my difficulties, whether it be because of my background, or because the way I look, or for whatever reason. So I am not, a stranger to adversity, to bullying, or to a difficult or confrontational circumstance. But what I have learned in my experiences is that meeting hate or disrespect with more disrespect or hate gets you nowhere. And that being said, is I learned that the hard way. So I have not always, there are, there's been circumstances where like, I wasn't offered the opportunity to be so gracious or loving in my response. For instance, I know there's a funny story I was just asked about where like someone was bothering my sister repetitively in Greece. Some circumstances, call for a less loving approach. But I, in this instance, want to, highlight that people can make wrongs. And I completely respect the feelings of the fans and how they want to move forward. Me now turning into a viewer watching my season has definitely showed me that these emotions, although the fans and the people watching are not there, these are real emotions. You are watching this. We become a part of your family. We become people you look up to. And that's why I can never invalidate anyone's feelings. But in my reaction, I always want to promote that, a positive approach and spreading love can also be more productive, because who knows what can come out of this. The same way Taylor came out of this an icon, amazing, like in the way she handles it. She has so much grace. I'll never stop saying that, because goddamn, if I went through what she went through, I wouldn't have the patience that she does. And that to me is always a reminder to maintain that sentiment and, make something good out of something bad. So Taylor and I do plan to spend Halloween together, and the costume is TVA because I'm no fashion icon, but she definitely is. So I wear like the same t-shirt and like I'm very basic. I put on my gym clothes and sweatpants, and she's extremely iconic in anything she wears. Like I'm sure we saw from the season. So I am letting her pave the way with that, and I have very high expectations because she does not ever not impress. So I cannot wait to see what we come up with, or primarily her, because I'm a very go with the flow type of guy. And but we do plan to spend Halloween together, and the costume is TBA. I think she mentioned something like she's like, she's on the drawing board for like how we should do it or what we should do. So please, anybody share your ideas. We would love to hear them. Yes, definitely. I mean, I initially, one thing I told myself is that I'm going to keep an open mind. So hilariously, I mean, Survivor, like hopefully I don't eat another contestant, because my appetite will probably be my biggest concern. But ultimately, I am very open. After, I would have never in a million years saw what Big Brother did happening. So I'm very open and very responsive to other opportunities, and I definitely plan to utilize them. So definitely the challenge, like, I mean, I was jumping out of planes and stuff and paying for it. So if I get to do it, for free, I would love to. And I feel like it would be a really fun experience. Survivor too, I feel like there's a lot for me to learn about myself. I do love nature and love the environment. So I'm definitely open to other CBS shows. Amazing Race, the Amazing Race aspect for me just sounds like fun, because I would love to see Taylor and I traveling, because after going to Miss USA, it was a hilarious experience. Like us navigating through the airport, car rides, like getting ready. It was just so much fun. So I do consider myself pretty good at navigation, although like I can get all over the place. I usually end up at the right place at the end of the day. But it would be really fun. But Taylor keeps joking that she's going to take Michael. And the hilarious reason is because she says we both run on, POC time. But I will put my disclaimer that I am always ready before her. Usually it's just where we don't compliment ourselves is we both look at each other to see which one's ready. And we will just be like, oh, he's not ready, so I got time, or she's not ready, so I got time. And we keep going back and forth. So like always in the last minute, I'll like get ready before her, and she'll blame it on both of us. I think I requested St. John and Rihanna because like in the sequester period, we have limited CDs, and like I was just jamming to Rihanna a lot. So I did request, I think, St. John and Rihanna, which I thought would be like amazing. I think we can put like 3 or 4 artists. So I think I had St. John, Rihanna, and Bad Bunny, I'm pretty sure. Oh my God. I mean, personally, I walked out and, um, my brother moved. That was huge. The Queen passed. Like from a personal standpoint and a world standpoint, you almost feel like you died, or like if you guys have seen the show Manifest or Lost, like you just come out. COVID is a lot more controlled than when we initially went in, and it's impacting less of certain areas that it initially was when I first went in the house. So I definitely feel like I almost died and came back in certain circumstances because, me just getting caught up with a lot of my friends and family lives. I'm just like, what? You're doing this? You moved here? You got accepted there? Like, so that is probably the most overwhelming aspect, is just playing catch up with everyone, because and a lot of my friends would be like, oh my God, I would want to call you, or family. It's like, we would want to call you and tell you this achievement or this occurrence. And then it would feel like you passed almost, because like we just couldn't. So playing catch up just feels like, you came out of the twilight zone.